Hey friends, welcome back to Blog World. My name is Julian and today I'm going to help you fix the Deceptive Site Ahead notice on your website. As always, I'm going to give you a quick and reliable solution for immediate relief, as well as a basic understanding of the core issues to help you deal with any future problems. You can check the chapter titles below if you want to skip to a particular topic, but I would recommend watching the entire video so you're prepared for any kind of issue. What is Deceptive Site Ahead warning? Google's search engine thrives because it provides relevant and helpful results to search queries. If those results started spreading some virus or malware across the internet, then that would cripple their business. That's exactly why Google Safe Browsing flags your website if you have malware on it. We've been in the WordPress security business for a long time now, and the most likely reason why a website has a Deceptive Site Ahead warning is a malware infection. Malware-infected websites are used to spread viruses, keyloggers, and trojans to other devices. They can also be used to facilitate other hacks and malicious attacks. Ultimately, they are used to steal critical data like login credentials, financial information, etc. There are some typical infections that we've seen that trigger the Deceptive Site Ahead warning again and again. Here's what they are. Phishing is a social engineering attack, which means the hacker has set seemingly official web pages to hoodwink a user into willingly giving up their information like credit cards, phone number, and email. This is the biggest reason a website is flagged as deceptive, even though Google Safe Browsing has a warning dedicated to flagging phishing websites. Embedded social engineering content can promote malicious links and illicit businesses, usually in the form of ads or pop-ups. But they can also redirect your web users to a malicious phishing website. Quite often, this embedded content is hidden from administrators, so only visitors can see them. WordPress XSS attacks can exploit vulnerabilities in your website, plugins, and themes to insert malicious JavaScript into your frontend or backend code. SQL injection attacks can be used to infiltrate, modify, and destroy your website's database. It can also be used to send a copy of the entire database to the hacker. Incorrect installation of your SSL certificate can sometimes cause the warning to be shown because your website now effectively has content showing from two separate websites, the HTTPS one and the HTTP one. This is more commonly known as the mixed content warning, as Google treats HTTP and HTTPS websites as separate entities. As a proper SSL certificate installation is necessary, you can follow the redirect HTTP to HTTPS guide that I've added in the description. But the worst part is that none of these attacks require the user to do anything at all. Google will flag your site for trying to load malicious scripts and ads. In addition to malware infections, Google will also flag your site if, as they phrase it, you have insufficiently labeled third-party services. What this Google speak basically means is that if you're operating a website on behalf of some other entity, but you have not spelled that out clearly on your website, your content can be considered deceptive. It is good practice to use industry standard services for things like authentication or payment gateways. How can we remove the Deceptive Site Ahead warning? We're going to do this in 4 steps. Step 1, assess the damage done to your website. Step 2, remove the malware. Step 3, submit a review request. Step 4, prevent future attacks. Step 1, assess the damage done to your website. Go to Google Search Console and head to the Security tab. Then click on the Infected Pages section. This will give you a list of all the affected pages and can help you narrow down the list of actions you'll need to take to assess the damage in the next step. Click on Learn More in the Detected Issues section and understand where the infection is. Is it on a page? Is it in a group of pages? Is it in a post or somewhere else? In the screenshot above, you can see that the infection is in the Photos subdirectory. Assessing the damage will help you fix the situation quickly and efficiently. Next, check the date when Google discovered the suspicious content. You can see the exact dates next to the URLs listed in the Detected Issues section of the Security tab. Knowing when the message was triggered will help you narrow down the actions you took right before that date. Did you install a new theme, update a plugin, install new plugins? This is not always an effective way to pinpoint the malware. So if this doesn't help, then you can go to Fetch as Google for those infected pages to understand what went wrong. This should tell you more than enough about the core problem. Step 2. Remove the malware. Removing malware from your website is not a simple task and should not be taken lightly. The wrong set of actions can completely wreck your website. That said, you do need to remove the malware from your website if you want to fix the Deceptive Site Ahead notice. Now there are 2 ways to handle this. Clean your website using a WordPress security scanner and cleaner. Clean your website manually, which is not recommended. I can't stress this enough. Don't try to secure your websites manually unless you know exactly what you're doing. A. How to clean your website with a WordPress security plugin. We highly encourage you to install a WordPress security scanner instead of using online malware scanners to remove malware from your website. And here's why. Google safe browsing can flag what the malware is doing to your website and not where the malware is actually located. It doesn't help you remove malicious code either. Do you know PHP, HTML, JavaScript, and database management? If not, most of the malicious scripts and ads will look exactly the same as regular code to you. Let's say you do understand coding and how websites work. How much time can you allocate to scouring all the files and database tables on your website for malicious codes and third-party scripts and removing it? In simple words, don't try to remove malware on your own unless you're a pro at it. It's a bad idea and it can completely wreck your website. Now, at the risk of sounding salesy, I highly recommend that you sign up for our product, Malware, instead. Honestly, it's a really simple solution. We've created a comprehensive suite of security tools that can scan, clean, and secure your WordPress websites against malware. Unlike other WordPress security plugins, Malware uses advanced learning algorithms to keep evolving in the face of new cybersecurity threats and gives you one-click instant malware removal in 3 minutes or less, automatic malware detection, daily malware scanner, and a host of powerful protective features. All of this for $99 a year with zero hidden costs. You can check the link in the description for a free trial. However, if you still want to take the risk of manually cleaning your website and want a DIY solution, I'm going to help you out. How to clean your website manually. Cleaning a hacked website has 4 primary steps. Scan files on the server for malicious code. Scan the database tables for malicious commands. Find backdoors and ghost admin accounts. And finally, remove the malicious code without breaking the website. For every hacked website, there are indicators of a hack that you can look for. In this segment, we're going to look at indications of a compromised website and try to remove the malicious code that comes from them. But before you begin, take a full backup of your website. If you end up wrecking your website, this backup will help you get back on track. I'm going to link a video in the description that's going to help you take a proper backup fast. Number 1. Scan files on the server for malicious executable code. There are 2 places hackers insert malicious code: the files on the website and its database tables. Let's start with the files because it's more likely to contain third-party scripts. To be perfectly clear, most modern malware is far more sophisticated than a single file with only malicious code on it. More often than not, you'll see malicious code inserted into essential files on the website. Start looking for files with suspicious names in those 2 folders: WP content, WP includes. You might see Google or online malware scanners flag JavaScript files as the malicious code. While this may be true, JavaScript typically injects content into the front end. In simple terms, JavaScript can't execute malicious activities by itself. The malware requires a PHP function or code snippet to execute JavaScript. So, if the question is how to get past Deceptive Site Ahead, then cleaning up the PHP code that initiates the malicious JavaScript is far more relevant. Number 2, look for malicious string patterns in the WordPress core files. WordPress core files are made of essential code that helps the website function normally. This is a good place to hide malicious code, hiding in plain sight if you will. Most malware will leave recognizable patterns called string patterns that you can search for. Start looking in these files. Look for snippets such as these are PHP functions that are commonly used in malware, and it's a good place to start investigating. Please remember that functions are not bad. Quite the opposite in fact. Their purpose is to extend functionality in normal code. If you can't tell if the code is malicious or not, that's a clear indication that you should not be deleting it. The wisest course of action would be to hire a WordPress security expert or install a WordPress security plugin. Number 3, clean hacked database tables. Databases are a lot more uncomfortable to fix, but you can clean them up. Head over to the cPanel and open up phpMyAdmin to access your database tables. We strongly suggest that you stick to this order of actions when cleaning your database. Log into phpMyAdmin, back up your entire database, search for spammy keywords and links that you might see on spam comments. Open the table that contains suspicious content. Manually remove any suspicious content. Test to verify the website is still operational after the changes. We highly recommend that you only make one change at a time and test the effects of the change before you move on to changing anything else in your database. If anything seems even slightly off on your website, restore your database from the backup you took right away. Number 4, remove backdoors embedded in your website. The worst part about a manual cleanup is having to look for backdoors. Backdoors are essentially small code snippets that allow a hacker to regain access to your website even after you've cleaned it. Backdoors are tricky to find because they are usually hidden in regular code as well. Search for the following PHP functions on all your files. Again, these are not evil functions by default, and many plugins and themes use them legitimately as well. So now that one way or another you have cleared the malware from your website, let's move on to the third step. Step 3. Submit a review request to Google for warning removal. Simply cleaning your website is not enough. You'll have to remove all the malware from your website and then tell Google about it so that they can review your website and remove the warning message. But here's an important warning. Before you submit a review request with Google, you need to be 100% certain that your website has no traces of malware present anywhere on it. If your website is still infected, Google will reject your request to fix the Deceptive Site Ahead warning message from your site. An equally bad idea is to submit multiple review requests for the same issue. Once you submit a review request, wait 1 to 3 days for Google to sort it out. Submitting multiple requests can cause much longer turnaround time in certain cases. Google may flag you as a repeat offender. That said, removing the Deceptive Site Ahead warning is a fairly simple process, but you won't get many good tutorials on it. So follow along this video step by step. Go to the Security Issues tab. It's time to request a review of your code from Google Search Console. Select I have fixed these issues. Click on Request a Review. Describe all the actions you took in the input field. The more descriptive and clear you are, the better it is for your application. Then click on Submit Request. Finally, click the Manual Action section. Repeat the first 4 steps to resolve all your security issues on Google. Keep in mind, the warning message won't be removed immediately. Google takes up to 3 days to review the website and remove the Deceptive Site Ahead notice. But this is the best process you can follow. In 1 to 3 days, you should be able to go back to your business as usual. Step 4. Prevent deceptive site warnings and future attacks. You can skip this step at your own risk, but to be honest, it will take a while before the notice is removed. You might as well use this time to beef up your cybersecurity and protect your website against future attacks. If you're looking for an automated solution, once again I recommend that you try Malware because it has amazing features such as automatic daily malware scans, which will help you stay one step ahead of hackers always. You can remove your malware from your website with just one click without any risk to your website. There's WordPress hardening measures that work with just a few clicks. The WordPress firewall, which will help you filter out malicious traffic from country or device. As a bonus, you get a convenient blacklist monitoring and traffic monitoring as well. There are several other improvements you can and should implement on your site by yourself. These are easy to execute, including tips such as changing your password to a stronger one, installing a security plugin, updating the WordPress core theme, plugin files, to name a few. I'll add the link to a comprehensive list of such things in the description below. Conclusion. Usually a deceptive website warning comes with other concerns as well. We've seen with many of our customers that a Google Chrome browser warning can also lead to your web host suspending your hosting account and Google Ads suspending your ad account. So do make sure you have an effective security plugin or service to handle this. And that's it. I hope this video helps you out. If you still have questions, comment below and I'll answer them ASAP. We make videos like this every single week, so if you found this one helpful, smash that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. My name is Julian. I'm your friendly neighborhood geek, and I'll see you again next week.
Take 322 reaction shots.
Click on Learn More in the Detected Issues section. Take 270. Website, we're going to do this part again. Take 500.
Yes.
I'll be there for you.